Imagine it's 2 a.m. and your mind is racing. You've recited every worst-case scenario. What if I never land that promotion? What if I let my family down? What if I can't recover from that mistake? Each what if echoes louder, and suddenly you're trapped in a loop of fear. And if you've ever spent a night wrestling with your thoughts, planning disasters that never happen, this video is for you. Because here's the truth. Worrying about the future doesn't prevent problems. It simply robs today of its peace. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore 3 powerful strategies that will shift you from anxious anticipation to grounded confidence. First, you'll learn a quick mindfulness reset that instantly brings you back to the present. Next, we'll dive into a simple journaling practice that turns negative what-ifs into balanced, realistic perspectives. And finally, we'll unlock the secret of taking small, meaningful actions that break the cycle of worry and build real momentum toward your goals.
First, why we worry.
Worry is essentially our brain's built-in alert system, evolved to keep us safe from real threats. When it functions properly, it helps us prepare for challenges and avoid danger. But in the modern world, most of our fears are hypothetical. We worry about events that might never occur. Our ancestors needed that hypervigilance to spot predators. Today, that same mechanism traps us in endless loops of doubt. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? Understanding that worry is a misfiring safety alarm is the first step. Once we recognize it for what it is, an outdated defense mechanism, we can learn to dial it back and reclaim our focus and joy.
Step 1. Ground yourself in the present.
The first strategy is a simple but remarkably effective mindfulness exercise designed to anchor you in the here and now. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Instead of listing these as tasks, think of it as a gentle guide for your senses. Begin by noticing 5 things you can see in your environment. Maybe the texture of your bedsheet, the shape of a lamp on your nightstand, or a painting on the wall. Then, allow your awareness to move inward as you identify 4 distinct things you can feel. Perhaps the weight of your phone in your hand, the softness of your pillow, or the fabric of your pajamas against your skin. Next, tune into 3 sounds. Maybe the hum of an air conditioner, the distant chirp of crickets, or the faint rush of traffic outside. Then bring your attention to 2 scents, whether it's the lingering aroma of your last cup of coffee or the fresh smell of night air drifting through an open window. Finally, focus on 1 thing you can taste, maybe a mint, a sip of water, or simply the natural taste in your mouth. By deliberately moving through each sense, your mind has no choice but to leave the realm of hypothetical threats and reconnect with the reality in front of you. To make this a habit, try setting a 3-minute reminder on your phone twice a day. When it goes off, pause whatever you're doing and run through the sensory sequence. Over time, your brain will learn to shift gears automatically, interrupting the worry cycle whenever it starts to spin out of control.
Step 2. Reframe your thoughts.
The second strategy tackles the content of your worries by reshaping how you talk to yourself. Automatic negative thoughts like, "I'll never succeed" or "I'm bound to fail" keep us stuck in a self-fulfilling prophecy. Cognitive reframing teaches us to catch those thoughts on paper and rewrite them more realistically. Grab a notebook or digital journal and dedicate 1 page to your worries. Write down the dominant worry in the moment. For example, what if I flub my presentation next week? Right next to it, craft a balanced alternative. Even if I stumble over my words, most people will empathize and support me. I've practiced this material thoroughly, and I know my key points inside out. This simple comparison helps your brain see that yes, bad outcomes are possible, but they're not guaranteed. And even if they happen, you have the skills and resilience to handle them. When I first launched this channel, I worried no one would watch. I journaled that fear and reframed it. Even if only a handful of viewers tune in, each one represents a person whose life I might improve. Growth takes time. That shift in perspective turned fear into motivation and has helped us grow to nearly 500 subscribers today.
Step 3. Take small, meaningful actions.
The final strategy turns worry into movement. Action is the antidote to anxiety, no matter how small that action might be. First, identify the heart of your worry. Are you concerned about job security, financial stability, health? Then break that big concern into 2 or 3 tiny tasks. For example, if your worry is financial security, tasks could include reviewing last month's expenses, setting up an automatic savings transfer, or researching one side hustle idea over coffee. Schedule just one of those tasks for today. No more, no less. The goal is to create immediate momentum. Once you've completed that tiny step, you'll feel a surge of control and confidence. This momentum makes the next step easier, and before you know it, the mountain of anxiety starts to look more like a series of small, manageable hills. Here's your challenge. Tonight, write down one worry that's been keeping you up at night. Then, identify the very next action you can take tomorrow to address it. Share your action in the comments so we can celebrate every step forward together.
Second, putting it all together.
When you combine mindful grounding, cognitive reframing, and small step action, you create a powerful cycle. You notice the worry, you shift your perspective, and you make tangible progress. Over time, your brain rewires itself to see the future not as a threat, but as an open door full of possibilities you can influence.
Third, call to action.
Worrying about the future might feel inevitable, but it doesn't have to steal your today. Try these 3 strategies over the next week and watch how your relationship with tomorrow evolves. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more weekly tips on stress mastery and personal growth, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Remember, your future begins with the choices you make today.